Welcome everyone. We are here live answering your questions. It is the beginning of a 12-hour epic Zoom Q&A. Oh my, what? This is crazy. I've never done this before, and honestly, I will probably never do it again. Probably gonna have PTSD after today, going live for 12 hours. This is crazy. What am I doing? But you know what? I thought, how can I best serve you? And the best way for me to serve you is to honestly just answer your questions, right? And make sure that you can see how starting a preschool can bless your life and how it's going to work for you. Because I think a lot of times when people think of this concept of like starting a preschool, it might be so foreign to you. Like it might be something that you have never thought about before. And I just want to make sure that everybody's got the down low on all the answers. So let's start off first by saying hello to everyone. And also, I wanted to make sure that you knew who I was, because we have had probably, I think, 750 of you jump in over the last couple weeks, and you are brand new to me. So put in the chat, hashtag brand new, if you're hashtag brand new to me, or if you are hashtag PAS, that means you are a preschool all-star, you've been here for a bit, or I think those are the only, or hashtag on the fence. That means you've been on the fence for quite some time. You've been around me. You know who I am, Joy Anderson, and you've just been around for a bit. That's okay. That's okay. We have many different women in our group, from anywhere from being on the fence for years and years to being a preschool all-star to being brand new. So regardless of where you're at, we're just glad you're here. I am live in two places right now. One on Zoom with my peeps. I'm going to be helping you to answer your questions and making sure that you know how to get your, preschool started. And then of course, we're going to, after this hour, we're going to be going back into Facebook, and I will be live there for 11 more hours answering even more questions. So what we're going to do is in Zoom, good question, Alyssa. We'll be taking your question in just a minute. So in Zoom, I'm going to be answering only your questions for the next hour. So post all of your questions in the chat, and then I'm going to go to the very top and start answering questions one by one. So first, let me tell you a little bit about who we are and what we do. So I'm Joy Anderson, and I came into this world back in like 2008. Because at that time, I was a mom of 3 kiddos and just absolutely loving everything, being able to stay home with them and, making some side income. So let me know in the comments if you guys have ever, made some side income in your life. Things like I did in the back in the day was Pampered Chef. Basically like MLM, right? Network marketing, parties. I sold stuff on eBay. I resold my kids' clothes, their toys. I took them to consignment shops, like stuff like that, right? So let me know in the comments if you guys have done any of those things. And then after I think the most I ever made one time was like $300 a month, right? But at the time as a stay-at-home mom, I was like, this is awesome, yeah? Well, then fast forward to, my kiddos are ages 6, 4, and 2, and, marriage was deteriorating. There was an 8-year marriage that was going on there, and it was honestly not the best situation to be in. And I always thought that things were going to change. Do you ever think that your life is going to change, right? Like things will get better in the future. I'll just wait it out. They'll make changes, things like that. That's what I always believed, is that things would get better in the future, until one Sunday in the end of May. It was actually the night before June 1st. I'll tell you why that is important in a second. But it was the last Sunday in May, and I just had this overwhelming realization come over me that, Joy, this is your life, and it will not change. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I realized at that moment, I needed to leave my 8-year marriage, and I needed to take my kids with me. And the very next morning, I was going to leave. Now, this wasn't something I'd been planning for. This was something that just all of a sudden, it was do or die. It was now or never. Like, you need to leave right now, as soon as morning comes and you're able to, you leave. And so, knowing what my kiddos were going to go through, I wanted them to have one last day to be a kid before, their entire world broke apart. And so I took them to the park in our neighborhood, and with this weight on my shoulders of feeling what I was going to do the next morning. And there I was sitting on the park bench, watching my 3 kiddos play, ages 6, 4, and 2, and they have no clue what's about to hit them, right? I mean, I'm still processing it, right? probably, 30 minutes later, I'm like, what am I going to do? Staring at them saying, how am I going to support these kiddos? How am I going to provide for them? Like, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I haven't had a job in 8 years, right? Who's going to hire me? Yeah. Like, I have a bachelor degree in English. Like, what is that going to do? I can't even teach. What am I going to, I don't even know what I could do. And I had no clue what I was supposed to do. Now, as moms, we have heard one thing, I think, like drilled into us forever. And that one thing is, oh, well, if you want to stay home with your kids and make money, what does people always tell us to do? Tell us to start a daycare, right? No worries, just start a daycare. Like, that is the go-to. And back in 2008, that was the go-to. That was the only option, like start a daycare. And I pictured sitting on the park bench, and I pictured like myself being surrounded by a bunch of other people's kids, in the stress of like being on my own, going through a divorce, and my kiddos needing me and fending for, trying to get some time with me. But here I've got, I would have all these other kids and babies and diapers. And I'm like, I don't want that. Like, I can't be happy for 12 hours. Like, sorry, like that's not my world. Some people are able to, and I bless them. Like, oh my gosh, the world needs you. If that is you, I couldn't do it. Okay. And so I was like, well, that's not an option for me. Like, my kids need me right now. The only other option as a stay-at-home mom, needing to provide income was, okay, well, then you need to go get a job, right? And what do you have to do with your kids if you get a job? Got to go put them in daycare. And I could not fathom the possibility of being away from my kids. Like, I'd been with them for 8 years. And all of a sudden I'd have to take them to daycare, right? In a time when they needed me the most. It's like, this is not an option. And so I, sitting on that park bench, looking at them, say, praying to God, like, I have no clue how I'm supposed to take care of these kids. How am I supposed to provide for this family? I was blessed with a memory of me at a time when I was, a couple of years earlier. My daughter was 4 at the time, and she needed to go to kindergarten, right? She needed to be prepared. But I was looking for a preschool. There were no preschools. There was only just like daycares with preschool classes. Like, have you guys known the things where they like sit the kids around in tables and chairs and do worksheets for like 30 minutes and call that preschool? That's all there was in my town. I was like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want to go to daycare. Like, I just wanted to get ready for kinder. And so me and a couple neighborhood friends would just like rotate homes, a couple times a week, and I would teach them, like, I put this in asterisks, guys. I would teach them because I didn't know how to teach preschool. But I did know how to have fun with my kids, right? And a couple of their friends. So we did like arts and crafts and, played outside and, did a lot of flashcards because I didn't know better back then. But anyways, and it was fine. But I was blessed with that memory that even though we were doing this for free, there was many times when it would be their turn to teach and they didn't want to teach. And so they would say, well, could you teach, Joy? I'm like, sure, I love teaching. Like, bring them on over. They got sick or something. So yeah, bring your kids over. And so I would be teaching all the time, and I loved it. And I remembered thinking in that moment, wait a second, other moms didn't want to teach. I love teaching. I wonder if I started charging the other moms for preschool, then I could make some income on this. And in fact, what if I could make a full-time income if I could get enough students? And it started like percolating. Here I'm sitting on this park bench, like, I know what's going to happen the next day. Like, I know it's going to be super stressful, but here is hope for me, right? There is hope. There is a solution in the future that I could start a preschool, and be able to like provide a consistent income, actually play with my kids while I worked instead of like sending them off. Yeah. Wow. What an idea that would be. Yes. And so then I took the kids home and we went to bed, and I, even though knowing that I was leaving the next morning, leaving that 8-year marriage and taking my kids, I felt in my heart, it's going to be okay. You have the solution. You just got to go work it. And so I woke up the next morning, left with the kids, and the rest is history. I had only 30 days to be able to pay my mortgage. And it was a whirlwind. It was a lot of stressful nights. I mean, nobody back then was Joy Anderson. Nobody taught me how to start a preschool. I had to become Joy Anderson and learn how to do this thing. Didn't know how it was going to work out. Didn't understand it. Basically had to do the opposite of daycare. And so we're going to talk about that too. And finally, after 30 days, was able to sign up 24 students. So 6 students in 4 different classes. and started my preschool the very first day, you know, opening the front door, good morning, welcome to preschool, and come on in, you know, my kids are excited for preschool, I'm excited for preschool, and that is my beginning of my preschool. It was able to provide me a full-time income. It also provided me the ability to stay home with my kids, most importantly, right? And then after about a year, I was like, this is so amazing. Like, other women should do this too. And I just felt so called to share. This is something you should know about me. Like, my love language is acts of service. And so I always want to share with people anything that I'm doing. And this was the thing that I was like, this is like, people need to know about this. Like, nobody told me on the park bench, like, you need to start a preschool. I wish people had told me. So then I was able to start teaching other women how to do it. You know, here's what I did, you should try it too, and like finessing the methods and stuff, and eventually created Preschool in a Box, which you can see there. Was able to help, you know, at that time, hundreds of women start their preschools, and it was really fun. And then our preschool grew. We, over a 10-year period, had enrolled over 1,000 students in our school. We also had hired, you know, almost 50 teachers. We had we had multiple locations. And then I'm just loving your cat over there, Amanda, on Zoom. Or dog, it's your doggy. I saw the 2 years, that's all I saw at the moment. So then anyways, we're helping women start preschools. And my preschool's growing so big, eventually after the 10-year mark, I said, I'm ready to do something different here. And I'm ready to go share this message big time with the world, right? And so we sold the preschool. We made $1.75 million in my preschool program. I mean, I can't even believe it. Like, every time I say that number, like, me, the stay-at-home mom with no degree in early childhood, no degree in business, no degree in marketing, had never done a business before that made more than $300. This little old stay-at-home mom, right? Honestly, guys, I have a GED. I don't know if you knew that. Like, I didn't even go to high school, right? So, and I obviously went to college, right? But I did not get a high school diploma. And like, I was able to do it, you know, having no help and just honestly trying to figure it out on my own. I don't want anyone to go through that though. So I put together all my knowledge and have been teaching women ever since how to do this. This is honestly all I've ever done since 2008 is like preschool. And so I'm so excited to share this with you. Over the last several years, I wrote a book. You guys probably have that. Hashtag book if you have my book. And if you don't, go to freepreschoolbook.com to get it. And I've just been trying to share this message with everyone. And then we created a community called Preschool All-Stars to be able to support you as well, in a close-knit community where, of course, we're going to need that sisterhood to be able to, you know, have the support, because many of us don't have the support in our lives, right? Anyways, over the past several years, so ever since 2009, when I started teaching this, we've helped thousands of women come home, quit their jobs, be able to stay with their family, and create their successful preschools. After COVID, we also transitioned everybody onto online preschool, and we were the forefront leaders there teaching, because we got everybody's local preschools onto online. And of course, then we realized, oh snap, you can also start an online preschool. That was never a thing before. And then we've been helping thousands of women do that too. So it's your turn. It's your turn, my friends. We are here today on Saturday, April 15th, to have an epic Q&A session. So what we're going to do, post in the Zoom chat, the people who are on Zoom are those who are registered for our challenge. So go ahead and post in the chat your questions for me. I'm going to be answering your questions here until the top of the hour. And then I'm going to shift over to Facebook and I'm going to go talk to the Facebook land for the next 11 hours and just be answering questions all day. This is my service to you, is just my brain for the next 12 hours. Honestly, I would love, here's what I would love at the end of the day, when I go to bed tonight, what I would love is for people who didn't know much about this opportunity or just barely came into my world, or, you know, are wondering how is this going to work for you. I'd love for you to just have more clarification. I'd love for you to have more clarity. I'd love for you to be inspired about what's possible for you and to have hope. Remember that park bench, all I needed was hope. I just needed the possibility that this could work and that it could work for me and it could work for me right now. And that is my gift to you this next 12 hours, is to provide that for you. Because I want to be that woman on the park bench next to you. I want to be saying, I know that you thought the only two options were to stay home with your kids and start a daycare, but you probably don't want to do that, 12-hour days, babies, etc., all the diapers, or put your kids in daycare and go get a job. And you probably don't want to do that either. And if that's you, my friends, then I'm here for you, right? But my ultimate goal, obviously, I want you to get this knowledge. I want you to understand that there's a possibility here that starting a preschool can be the absolute best thing for you, to be able to stay home and not start a daycare, right? I'm here for that. That's great. Knowledge is only one thing. And if you got my email, you heard my words, which was knowledge is great, but knowledge on its own does nothing. Okay. Knowledge with action. That is the only thing that actually produces results. Okay. Knowledge with action. And so my goal is not to just give you knowledge today. It's to plant the seed, always to plant the seed of hope and what could be possible for you. But then I'm going to ask you to take it one step further, and I'm going to ask you to register for my free challenge. We're starting it on Monday. If you haven't registered yet, go to preschoolchallengehome.com and it will have the link to register for our free challenge, because I want you to take those action steps. Next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we are going to be meeting every single night and giving a short training plus a short action step, 60 minutes total. I guarantee this will be the simplest, easiest, fastest challenge I've ever done to get you results, to helping you to actually take steps towards starting and growing your preschool, to making, some of you even $1,000 in one day when you post the script on day 5. Some of you even signing up 7 students in 7 days with this new script, a script I've never taught before publicly, and even my Preschool All-Stars. I can't wait for you to do it, because we're going to do it in a group setting, which is going to blow up your post in a really good way. So that's what I'm here for, friends. That's my ultimate goal. I want you to not only get knowledge from today, but take the action steps, continue with me for this next week, and we're going to have a great time together. So now we're going to go into the comments on Zoom. I'm going to be answering questions on Zoom for all the way to the top of the hour. And then at the top of the hour, I'm going to go back into Facebook, and we're going to be broadcasting on all my channels, Facebook and YouTube and all the things, maybe even TikTok if I can figure that one out. And I'm just going to go live for the next 11 hours. So I'm going to go look through all the questions here on Zoom. So Zoomies, Zoom buddies, post your questions. Any question you have about starting a preschool, how it could work for you, any question you have, honestly, that is just nagging in your head. Okay, Alyssa, hey friend, you had asked, is the program only to start a preschool? The person who referred to me thought that there was assistance for other types of businesses. You're right. Absolutely, Alyssa. Our go-to, vehicle is preschools, right? We have helped thousands of women start preschools. That's the typical thing that everybody knows me for. However, here's what's crazy, my friends. You see that cool thing called Preschool in a Box there? It's basically a business in a box. It's a teaching business in a box, because what we realized after I've helped thousands of women is that not only do my marketing strategies and teaching strategies and business strategies work for starting a preschool, they work to create any teaching business that you want to create. So for instance, if you want to create a local K-12 school or a micro school or a virtual tutoring school or tutoring sessions at home, or if you want to do any other teaching business, right? That you could think of where you teach students, even, get this, even adult students. Okay. I think of Kristen Lucas Smith and how originally she started teaching online preschool, but she has a passion for teaching Spanish, right? So she taught preschoolers Spanish. She taught those who didn't know how to speak Spanish, so English, learning Spanish as a second language, or Spanish speakers learning English as a second language. She was teaching both of them. Then she said, you know what, this is amazing, teaching preschoolers, but she had this passion for teaching adults who really struggled through those high school Spanish classes and college classes and never really learned Spanish. And she's like, but I have a framework for them. I know how to teach them. And so she now is teaching adults. She's teaching adults how to learn Spanish, because she learned all the principles of, how to sign up students, how to market herself, how to effectively price her classes and add massive value and put herself out there. And now she's teaching this, and she's got, I don't even know, millions of views over in TikTok, right? And she's got, tens of thousands of people or thousands of people or something like that in her Spanish Facebook group for adults. She's on fire, right? So yes, the answer was, can you do this for a preschool? Absolutely. In fact, that's, the 90% what we teach here. But it's crazy because the strategies you will learn, you will be learning business, you'll be learning marketing, you'll be learning teaching. You learn all these things with me. And then it's like, what is your passion? What are you called to? For me, it was specifically starting a preschool because my children were preschool age too, right? So it was beautiful. I could take them with me to class. And for you, that passion might be helping students with special needs, right? I think there's a lot of our all-stars who actually serve special needs community, or there might be a passion for, teaching something else. Whatever is on your heart, my friend, if you want a teaching business, yes, this will help you. Yay, we've got Ogo who's brand new. This is amazing. Okay, so let's look for questions over here in Zoom. I'm just scrolling through my things here. Okay, thank you everyone who's posted. Hey, Amanda. Okay, Amanda is one of our preschool all-stars. She is talking about the business part of the guides. Later on, whenever you guys come into our world, you're gonna be learning all about how to set up your business, right? Like the actual DBA, the LLC, the EIN, registering your name, like all these things. And the good thing is you don't have to go it alone. We'll teach you how to do that. And so, yes, Amanda, the answer for you is yes. You can go ahead and continue to move on as you figure out the business side. Okay, oh, I love this. Terry just put in the comment, she says, yes, I've used this model to scale my sensory bin business. So it's not only, think of like, what else do you want to sell? Like Terry obviously has her online preschool, but then she also does sensory bins on the side. Like, it's like you could do t-shirts, you could do whatever you want. But what's great is that the principles you learn, obviously, are the things that can relate to other things as well. Hey, Lakeisha, this is a great question. Lakeisha on our Zoom asks, if we're doing online preschool, do you need a license? And the answer is no. So let's talk about local preschool and online preschool. Of course, local is going to mean in person, people who come to your home, your church, your other location, wherever you're at, okay? However, if we do online, it just means that they can log on to Zoom or Google Meet, whichever you choose. We do prefer Zoom, and they can just see you here like me, right? Here on Zoom. So when you're doing online preschool, think about the world of the internet. There is no governing agency for licensing on the internet because there is no governing agency on the internet, period. So there's nobody who says what you can teach and what you can't teach. If you have the degree or you don't have the degree, there's no rules on the internet, okay? Now, I do have some rules for you. My rules are this. My rules are you need to love kids, okay? If you don't love kids, we can just say goodbye right now and peace out and have a good day. There's nothing I can help you with if you don't love kids. That's number one. I got a lot of loves on that one. Number two, you also need to understand like the developmentally appropriate practice for children, right? Like how to teach them. The good thing is, if you don't know it, we'll teach you, okay? We've got that all. We'll be able to teach you how to do that. You just need to know what it is and how to teach effectively. No worries, we'll help you do that. The third thing is you just need to be able to constantly take action toward your steps and not give up. So if you have this, like you're like, hey, I really would love to do this thing, but you don't take any action steps, well, then you're never going to start a preschool, right? So knowing all that, online preschool has no licensing requirements. You could start an online preschool or an online teaching program, anything like that with no degree, no experience, nothing, okay? As long as you have that love for kiddos and as long as you follow our step-by-step guidelines and trainings, you're gonna be able to create a successful preschool program. Now let's talk about local. Here's what I love about local preschool. A lot of people get a little bit scared about local. They think, oh, it's gonna be so much more difficult. Like local's so hard. I actually get this comment a lot is people are just like, well, I'll do online preschool because it's easier and local is just so hard. There's so many steps. Here's actually what I would urge you to think about. I'd actually urge you to say, consider the possibility that local isn't harder. Consider the possibility that local doesn't have a bunch of steps. Because it's just a business, no different than online. And online and local actually have similar amount of steps, okay? The way I teach it is an easy way for you to be able to get into local. And so we teach you to be able to start a preschool without a license, even locally. The way we do that is we look at your state. And every state has certain licensing guidelines. And if you're thinking about licensing, we're talking more about childcare licensing, daycare licensing, because preschool falls into that category, that umbrella. So even though we are operating a preschool where we're teaching children ages 3 to 5 for a couple hours every day, and we are... and then they go home, right, instead of staying all day with us, and not all ages, even though we're doing a different model, we still fall under that childcare licensing umbrella. So we do need to check with our state. The cool thing is we've got all the guidelines for you to check your state's requirements and to see, okay, based on, you live in Idaho. Well, if you live in Idaho, you can teach up to 6 students at one time without a license, okay? And so that means that, like, immediately I could start my preschool, 6 kiddos in a class. My kiddos could come from, let's say there could be one class Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they're going to show up at my house from 9 to 11:30 in the morning. And then they're going to go home. That's one group of 6 kids. But then guess what? I've got Monday, Wednesday, Friday afternoon open. So a different group of 6 kids can come over Monday, Wednesday, Friday afternoon. That's my second class, okay? Then they go home. But what about Tuesday, Thursday? I've got an opening in my schedule and maybe I want to make more money. So every Tuesday, Thursday from 9 to 11:30. They're going to come over into my home, a different group of 6 kids. So that's 3 groups of 6 kids now. I'm up to 6 times 3 is 18, right? Let's get our multiplication tables out. And then finally, what about Tuesday, Thursday afternoon? Another class. That's a 4th class. Tuesday, Thursday from 12 to 2:30, I could teach these new set of 6 kids. I could have 24 students in Idaho without being licensed, okay? Not all at one time, obviously. How cool is that? Also in Idaho, if I was teaching 4-year-olds, I don't have to be licensed either. I could teach as many 4-year-olds as I want without being licensed. That's amazing, okay? Or if I wanted to teach, Christian curriculum or something, or a religious curriculum in Idaho, I could have any number of students because it's a religious school. So very interesting, isn't it? So all you need to do is, find out your state's licensing program, like how many students you can have at one time without being licensed, and then you can start your preschool without being licensed. Now, of course, if you want to grow bigger, because I started with 24 students, but if you want to grow bigger, then you just need to get licensed. And I'm going to ask you one question real quick to everybody in Facebook and Zoom. I'll ask you one question. How many daycares do you see around the world? Do you see a lot of daycares around the world? You probably see them around every corner of your little city, right? And even if you think about how many daycares are in the homes in your neighborhoods, okay? I bet there's even more daycares in the homes of your neighborhoods. The point is this: getting a license is not hard. They were able to do it. Do you think that they're somehow smarter than you? Do you think that they're rocket scientists, like under the guise of a daycare? No, they're just like you and I. They just filled out some papers. That's all. So it is not hard to get a license if you want to grow your preschool beyond the number of students you can have. Cool thing is you can be able to, with local preschool, we've obviously got all the licensing guidelines already. You could go to preschoolsystem.com/licensing to be able to find those requirements, and it'll tell you immediately what your state's requirements are. But again, for online preschool, no license, no degree, no experience, nothing needed. And that means that for local preschool, if you can teach, up to 6 students at a time without being licensed, that means you don't need a degree, you don't need experience, you don't need any of those things. Of course, we do want you to follow correct principles, so you'll follow our trainings, okay, to make sure that you know how to teach preschool and in a developmentally appropriate way. But all those things can be learned, and they don't have to be learned in a college setting, okay? Love it. Okay, let's continue. Hey, Daniela, she asked a great question. Can I set up an online preschool without Preschool in a Box? Being that I know how to basically set up a business. She's asking about our Preschool in a Box over there, and we'll talk more about this at the end of the challenge. We're not going to get into it today, but basically Preschool in a Box is all of your done-for-you materials, your forms, your marketing, your business guidelines, your curriculum, everything done for you. Daniela, I will ask you this. How long have you been following me, and have you set up your online preschool yet? At this point, are you full? If you are not full, if you've been following me for a bit and you're not full, then I would probably say you have your answer already. The great thing about our program with anything that we do is we give you the step-by-step format of how to set up your preschool. And that way that you don't mess anything up along the way. There are so many steps, and making sure that you go faster through it. If you think about setting up a business, it's not just like, oh, I know how to set up a business, but do you know how to market? Do you know how to find your people? Do you know how to sign up those students? Do you know how to keep them? Do you know how to add value to your program? Do you know how to effectively use all of the time that you have, which is probably pretty limited as women as we are, and do only the most important things that are going to move the needle in your business, right? And fill up your programs. So I never suggest anyone to do this on their own. I have done it on my own, and it is incredibly hard. Okay. I was in a rock and a hard place. My back was up against the wall. I had those 30 days to start my preschool. I had no other choice. Okay, I don't want anybody to be put in that position. If I can help them to go faster, to make it easier so that you don't give up, because that's the thing. Every time you hit a roadblock, every time you have a stumbling block, you will slow down or you will stop altogether. And it's those times that truly, define you. Like, are you going to continue past this? Do you have the energy to continue past it, right? Do you have the resources and the money? I think right now of our good friend, Maureen Tanai. Maureen found me when she had been, trying to start a childcare business. She knew the business steps, right? But what she didn't know was how to sign up students. And she didn't realize that there was a different model she could do. When she found me, she had wasted over $10,000 in marketing because she didn't know the steps to do. And she didn't do the right ones at the right time. And she has always said to me, Joy, I wish I had found you earlier. I would have $10,000 more sitting in my bank account that I didn't waste, And now she loves what she's doing right now. She helps children read online. And so she has her online preschool and she teaches children how to read. And she's so passionate about it. And I love that about Maureen. And so I never recommend anybody do it without us. I mean, I offer so many free resources, but the truth is that we really need that step-by-step, and you'll get that through our training. So thanks for asking. And I'm so glad for you to be in this challenge so I can help you along the way. Let's see here. Ooh, this is great. Let's see what other questions. Ooh, Danielle, a good question on Zoom. Doing preschool online, what supplies would I need as a teacher? Do the students get the same supplies? Do I order the supplies? Do I send it to them? Great question about online preschool. So a lot of people are wondering, okay, local preschool, you're obviously going to have their crayons and their scissors and everything is already at your home, ready to go, your arts and crafts, etc. What about an online preschool? Should we send them a welcome kit? Should we send them a monthly craft kit? Now, we've got Preschool All-Stars who have done both options, and I've seen the pros and cons to both. I always suggest sending a welcome kit out to your online preschoolers once they sign up with you, because who doesn't like to get stuff in the mail, right? I mean, come on, it's the best day ever when you get a package on the doorstep. Yes. I know that many of our people, when they get their preschool in a box or they get their book, in fact, should we open up our book right now? Oh, okay. Right after this question, we're going to open up our book. Okay. Anyways, yes, send a welcome kit out. And the cool thing is you might just want to put in some fun supplies. Just make sure that they have their markers, their crayons, their scissors, their glue, stuff like that. And maybe even a thing of construction paper just for them to have fun at their own. And of course, you could even add a welcome t-shirt, a little preschool t-shirt. We love t-shirts. This is one of our t-shirts. If you're on Facebook land, you can see it. It says, "Got kids, I teach preschool, let's talk." You get that when you're a preschool all-star, but t-shirts are so fun. So anyways, yes, I love the idea of sending a welcome kit when they sign up. But now let's talk about the monthly craft concept. My suggestion, my friends, is we do not go down that route. It is incredibly expensive and time consuming to put together all of these craft materials. And if they went to the right home every single time without getting lost, I would say maybe I would consider it. But the problem is let's say you got 10 students and you spend, your hours, because let's get real, it's going to take hours, your hours assembling their monthly craft kit, and you've punched out all the things and you've got all these cute whatevers and you stick them in there and you ship it out to the home, and let's say it doesn't show up. Now, you didn't make 11 kits, you made 10 because you had 10 students. You didn't want to waste money for that month. They didn't get it. That sucks for them. They're going to feel crappy about your preschool because they didn't get it. You see what I'm saying? But And then you're like, I don't have an extra one. So now you're scrambling to go make an extra one. You're frustrated and whatever. Maybe there's 2 kids. Now you got to do 2 kids. And then you ship it out again, hoping you've already paid the postage on it, plus the cost of the supplies. You're already out. Now you're starting to lose some money. If you were ever going to go the route of wanting to add a mailer of a subscription kit to these students, here's actually what I would do. I would partner with somebody. I would partner with somebody who already does this. And so like for instance, I mean, it's no different than when you add value to your preschool program and you add valuable services like we do. When you join Preschool All-Stars, you get access to all of our Spanish classes for free. So you're adding value to your preschool program by giving them more things that add the value, so that when you say, hey, you get like, $1,000 worth of value this month, and it's only for the cost of $100 a month, you can see that they're like, oh my gosh, I get this for free and this for free and this for free, and I get all these things for free. I only got to pay $100 a month or whatever it is for your preschool tuition. And so the beautiful thing there is like, okay, well, if you get $100 a month per kid, let's assume for online preschool, we're just having fun here. So we'll say $100 a month per kid. You might say to yourself, you know what? What if I partnered with some other subscription kit? There is a gazillion preschool craft kits out there that already do this service, that already pack it up on their own, that already have the materials, that already ship these things out and track them. What if I just paid them like $10 per kid or something, or $20 per kid, so that the kid could get the craft kit that month? That could be a value service. You're maybe out $20 that month, but you're not wasting time. You're not re-shipping out kits if the kid lost it, because guess what? It's the other company who's going to now ship it out. Do you see what I'm saying? How valuable that could be to you. So if you found a program out there for like, $10, $15 per kid where you could ship them out like something in the mail every month, they would love that. The parents would love you. And you wouldn't have to deal with any of the headache, and it'd probably still cost you a similar amount, because like they're buying in bulk and you'd have to like just buy 10 things at a time. You get what I'm saying? So you're not saving any money. Cool. Next question. That was a great question. Let's see here. Oh, Daniela again. Good questions, Daniela. What system do we use for online school? Do we use Zoom, Ring Central, Google Meet? Zoom. Zoom is the best, easiest, fast. Everybody understands Zoom. Just do Zoom. Don't do other things. Let's see here. Ogo, you said you don't know how to access your points page anymore. Welcome everyone who has just joined. I'm Joy Anderson, and we are answering questions about how to start a preschool. And then also, once you've registered for our free challenge that comes up Monday in 2 days, guys, 2 days. You have the opportunity to earn points, to earn prizes. In fact, even a t-shirt. Yes, you can earn a t-shirt today. So the way that you're going to do that is there is a special link, and let me go ahead and post that link really quick here. And everybody who hasn't registered yet, be sure to go register here. And then if you have registered, you're like, how do I access the points page? Well, the way you do that is you just go back to that registration link. I just put it in the chat there. Just go back to the registration link, and it will either redirect you to your points page, or you just need to re-sign up with the same email address, okay? Same email address that you were using before, and then it will show you your points page. So just remember whatever email you've been receiving emails with about your points. Okay, let's continue with the questions. Let's see here. Points are super fun. You guys can earn points with referrals, like referring people to our challenge. We've already had many people refer people to our challenge, so thank you. And if you referred, that's amazing. Let's see here. Hey, Claudia, great question. We're going to talk more about that soon. Claudia had asked, does Preschool All-Stars, which of course we'll talk about later at the end of the challenge, she said, does that help us create our online preschool website with our marketing? Yes, Claudia, absolutely it does. It helps you create your website, manage your business. It also helps you with all of your marketing, so yes. Hey, Lolly Castillo, how can I time manage doing preschool and family and starting my business? Hashtag me if that is you. Post in the comments, because I bet it is many of you who have that same question. Okay, I want to talk 2 sides of the coin. Can I be real with you for a sec? Guys, if anything, I am just straight up with you, okay? So here's the truth. I don't believe in a work-life balance being equally balanced. Let me clarify. You know how like you think of balance, a scale? where you got this side of the scale. I got to really figure out we got two scales. My arms look really weird. I got two scales here for Facebook land, okay? And some people believe that everything has to be equal on either side all the time, or life cannot go on. When is it ever equal, my friends? When is it ever equal? It's never equal. If it's equal, you are on the cusp of having a trial. Like a trial is right around the corner. I'm telling you, sometimes God will give you like a little break, a little breather room, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're back under the water, okay? So I personally never believe that life is meant to be completely balanced all the time. That's not life. That is not the world we live in, okay? However, it is incredibly important for me to put my time into my family. Also incredibly important for me to put my time into my business, because my business provides the income to pay for my family, which allows me to have time with my family. So do you understand how both are actually incredibly important? Yes? If we had no business, then sometimes we might ask ourselves, well, then how are we able to spend so much time with our family? Because maybe we need to provide income for our family. Yes? Okay? So they're both important. We can't have one without the other, right? And is either one more important? Of course, family always comes first. 100%, right? We've got God and then family and then business. Yes, that is the priority of how it should be. However, in this scenario, sometimes if we are like, okay, I've already got my life. Joy, I already know what my life looks like right now. And now you're asking me to like add this other thing to it. Oh, Joy, that feels heavy right now. Let me know, #heavy, if it's feeling a little bit heavy to you. Where, it's a brand new idea. Brand new ideas take time to process. Brand new ideas take time to learn. However, wouldn't you rather, if you had an opportunity in front of you, would you like to go the slow way with lots of mistakes and lots of money wasted, lots of time wasted? Or would you like to go on the speedy track fast path, okay? To like the speedy track fast path is going to help you get your answers fast, your correct path fast, everything like finely curated for your success based on thousands of other women having already gone through this thing. I would prefer that. I think you would too, right? We have to understand that at times in our lives, we will be unbalanced. Almost all times in our lives, we're unbalanced, okay? Balance is not the word. What I believe is the word is this. I call it steadying the ship, okay? This is my framework called steadying the ship. And what I believe it is I want to find the fastest. Has anybody heard the term MVP? M as in mom, V as in valuable, P as in potato. MVP, but it's actually for minimum viable product, MVP. If someone's putting out a software, they're going to put out an MVP. Get it out into the world as fast as you can. Find out all the problems, fix it, keep going. Okay, MVP. I believe in MVP in life. Let's talk about that. If I'm spending time in my family, I want to know the fastest result that I can get in the least amount of time. Let me explain. Do you guys know that there's a principle called the 5 love languages? And in that principle, they say, and I'm kind of going sideways, but this is really important, and this is a principle that is going to last you your entire life, so listen up, okay? Just because it's not about preschool, it's still related to your preschool business and how you can be successful. So the general gist is this. There's 5 love languages: acts of service, quality time, physical touch, gifts, and words of affirmation. And if you learn the person's love language, you can speak that love language and they feel loved to the moon, okay? If you speak the wrong love language to them, they don't really feel anything. It's not really like they're like, oh, I'm loved. They're just kind of like, thanks, right? We've all been there. Maybe it was think about how you feel really good when your spouse or a family member or a friend did something for you, to you, and you just felt so loved. I'm gonna give an example. My husband, before he went on a trip this last weekend, he took my car to get an oil change and he filled it up and he cleaned it. Now to me, that is like, I am loved to the moon because I didn't want to do those things. And so I'm acts of service. When he does anything for me, I just feel like, wow, and that'll last for days. Okay, that feeling will last for days because it's so potent, so powerful. I think of him. He could care less if I did his laundry. He could care less if I, cleaned his car. What his love language is physical touch. If I rub his hair during a movie, he's in heaven, right? If I just rub his arm, He's in heaven. Okay, you get what I'm saying? And so I know that I can spend 20 minutes, rubbing his hair during a movie. And guess what? That is gonna last all day long. He's gonna be to the moon happy. We're gonna be good. Okay? Versus if I spent hours doing all the things for him, cleaning the car, mowing the lawn, cleaning the house, I don't even know, all these things, he would, at the end of the day, I don't even know sometimes if he would notice. Okay? That's not on him. That's not a problem with him. That just means that that's not his love language. So I'm going to ask you to find out. The book is called 5 Love Languages. I have it somewhere. Typically around here somewhere. Oh, it's right here. 5 Love Languages. There you go, Zoomers. Okay. And figure out what your family's love language is. Okay. And then I want you to do those love languages, because you can do that in 20 minutes with their time, like really curated experience for them. And that feeling's going to last a long time. MVP. Okay. Minimum viable product. It's okay to talk about it like that. How can we help our family feel loved in the fastest way possible? It is okay, friends. We don't have unlimited time on this earth. We have to figure out, how do we get stuff done quick? We're women. Yes. Okay. We got to figure it out fast. So that's number 1, how to take care of your family. All right. Number 2 is how you take care of yourself. Right? Because if in this whole situation of you feeling like, ooh, Joy's adding a whole nother block to me right now. No, we're just reorganizing a few things. We're saying, okay, you're already spending time with your family. How can we spend time differently with them that makes them feel so loved in that moment that they're like, I'm good. Peace out. I'm good, Mom. Like, yeah, okay, cool. You're going to go work on your business for a while. No worries. Because I just had 20 minutes of your undivided attention, or 20 minutes of you XYZ or whatever it is. Okay. Okay. Then you say about yourself, what do I need to be able to give to my family, to be able to put into the business? What am I doing in my life right now that is not serving me? And we're going to start taking some stuff out of our life, because you cannot fill a hole if it's already full. Yes or no? Yes or yes, right? So here you got this, your life is already full and you're trying to put more on top of it. And you're like, I'm not going to do it, Joy. That feels bad. I'm not going to do that. Instead, what you might say is, what do I need to take out of my life? And I want you to think about only things that move the needle. Move the needle means if you were going to be in a race car, right? Who of us drives race cars? If you do, cool. I just don't. And you put that foot to the floorboard. I don't even know the terms. You put the foot to the floorboard and you just gun it, right? It's going to move the needle really fast. What's the one thing you need to remove out of your life that is going to provide more time? What's the one thing you need to, put into your family's life that's going to give you more time, because they already feel so loved that they don't need all your time, okay? There's sacrifices in anything, my friends. There are sacrifices in anything. But a sacrifice does not mean it is bad, okay? We have to still love our family. But I'm going to ask you, what in your life are you doing right now that may be not serving you? I also think about little hinges swing big doors. This is a common phrase in the marketing world. What is a little hinge that will swing a big door? You look at a giant, door over there. I'm looking over at my front door. A big old door, heavy door, right? But it's got 3 little tiny hinges that support this massive thing from going from shut to open. A completely different state, right? What in your life are the little hinges that can make a big difference right now? That's what we're identifying. I'm going to tell you one right now. It's social media. It is you being on live with me for 12 hours. Don't do it. Pop in and then get out. Get some little nuggets. Awesome. You do not need to be here for 12 hours with me. Please don't. That's a waste of your time. Because you got other stuff you got to go do. I can be here for 12 hours because this is my time to be able to give to you. But you have other things you need to go do, okay? So, you're going to get some, but then you're going to go out, okay? You're going to go spend some time with your family. You're going to go maybe meal prep or go prepare for this next week. Go buy some groceries, okay? You're going to do things in your life that are going to support you this next week, right? You're going to maybe take a bath tonight so that you can be de-stressing, maybe read a book. Get off social media in the sense of scrolling. Now, I will be the first, and I know I'm going deep on this, but guys, you need this, okay? And then we're going to come back to some preschool questions in a second. But the truth is, social media, holy crap. My phone is over here, so I can't grab it to show you TikTok right now. I don't even have TikTok on my phone because I had to take it off. it was so consuming me. Like, because I'm a creator, so I like to view life as like, how could I make this into a TikTok video, or what idea should I have for that, or how could I do that? And so just the very sake that I could create TikTok videos made me feel like my entire life was consumed with ideas for TikTok videos. Am I the only one? Tell me I'm not alone. But it was just overwhelming. And then of course you're like, oh, I'm gonna get ideas. And you start scrolling. And within 3 scrolls, you're gone, right? I mean, it's 3 hours later and you're like, dang. And some of you, me also, in the past, I would have said, but this is my downtime. This is how I, what do you call it? Relax, right? I would have said that. I would have owned up to that, right? Like, this is just my chill time. Everybody's allowed to have chill time. Yeah. Did I need 3 hours of scrolling? No, that's a waste of time. What I could have done is MVP, again, minimal viable product. What is the fastest way for me to feel relaxed? What is the fastest way for me to feel like I can move on with a different task? It's not scrolling. It's not scrolling Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is for you. That will literally screw up your head. I am so fired up about this. It changes the way you think. Prove me wrong that when you're on Facebook, you don't scroll 3 times before forgetting what you were there to do in the first place, right? Sometimes I'll open up a new tab and I'll be like, oh, I need to go message this person. Oh, I need to go put a Facebook event, whatever it is. And yet within, like, as soon as I hit the Facebook landing page, right? And before clicking what I'm supposed to do, I see something interesting and I start scrolling. Within 3 scrolls, guys, I forget what I was literally there to do 3 scrolls, 100 scrolls prior. And it scrambles your brain. No joke, it scrambles your brain. It makes you so looking for dopamine hits all the time that you're just like, you can't focus. And so I have had to, I took TikTok off my phone. I can't have it. Like, it's one of those things, guys. It's one of those things. You need to have some awareness about yourself. If you're spending 3 hours to reset, we got a problem. Well, what's the way that we can, is it to go out for a walk for 20 minutes? I guarantee that will get you reset. Is it to take a bath for 20 minutes with some Epsom salts in a ridiculously hot bath? You can't stay there longer than 20 minutes, okay? Like, figure out the fastest way for you to reset, and it is not scrolling the phone. It will mess up your focus. And then you go to a task that you actually need to do or you actually want to do, and you're sitting there like, and it's just not working, right? Like, you got to do it. It's important for you to do your job or your life or whatever. You got to do this thing, but you're like I can't even focus. Okay, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one affected right now. Who knows? Let's continue. That was an amazing question. So Loli, to sum up, okay, I do not believe in a balanced life all the time. That is not the world we live in. We live in a world that is imperfect, that has trials, that is guaranteed to always throw us off balance. However, God, family, business, that's the order of things in my belief. And so when we give time to God, okay, when we give time to our family, when we figure out like how can we reset ourselves, because we need to stay sharp, we got to be on it, okay, but we can do it in shorter time blocks. Okay, what do we have to take out of our life? We got to get rid of some stuff. And you know what? Some stuff's going to fall to the wayside. It just is. You're not going to have it all. I love this concept of people being over in, what do we call it? Like, in just about 2 minutes, I need to go live on the other platform. So I'm going to copy everybody's questions. Give me 1 second while I copy your questions over here in Zoom. There we go. Why can't I copy these babies? Come on. Ooh, now we got them. Almost there. No, it disappeared. Can I download the chat? Let's see. Unmute. Okay. We'll bring the questions over into Facebook in a second because I have to do that Zoom over, that live over there. What was I saying? It's really good. It's all about like, yeah. Anyways, you get the idea. Okay, here's what we're gonna do, friends. Here's what we're gonna do. Yes, pop in and out all day long. Go figure out yourself. What are the minimal viable products? What are the times that I can spend the least amount of time doing something that is the most important thing I need to do for that person, for my church, for my family, for my business, whatever it is. Think of it in time blocks. Like if I have 20 minutes right now to go give to that kid, what do they need? What is the one thing that will help them? If I got 20 minutes to go into my business right now to do something, what is that one thing? What is the little hinge that will move that big door? Okay. If I got 20 minutes to, to reset myself, what is going to be the most impactful thing that I can do? Okay. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bounce off here in Zoom and I have to shut down this live, but then I'm going to come right back live on Facebook. So all my 30 people, I'm glad it was helpful, Nadia. All my 30 people that have been hanging out with me here on Facebook, don't worry, come right back, okay? Because I'm going live for the next 11 hours. So in fact, I'm going to shut down Zoom and keep this open, but I'm going to shut down this in just a second. So everyone else, pop in and out whenever you can today. I'm here to answer your questions. All my Zoomies, come right back, okay? And then you guys can be the first to answer. I'll do your questions first. If I didn't get to them, I apologize, but we're going to do them first as soon as I jump back on Facebook, okay? Sound good? Cool. So Zoomies, I'll see you soon. Over on Facebook, just go to the free group, okay? And then I'm going to go into starting our Facebook again. We're going to enter studio here. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Linda, appreciate you. It's like right now. So I'm coming over here in just a second. And let's see here. We're going to put on audio, virtual background, recording, hotkeys. I'm just looking through a couple settings here I got to do. Audio is microphone, so we're good there. Settings are good. I'm coming over to Facebook land. We're getting close. Okay, I'm going to put on a little, ooh, this is cool. I can add like a little, that's weird. Ah, banner, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for a banner. Okay. Create a banner, here we go. Go to preschoolchallengehome.com. I know you're still live with me. You guys are awesome. I'm coming over there. Go to preschoolchallengehome.com to register for our free challenge and get my free book. 100 copies left. Okay. All right, Facebook friends, I'm coming over. I'm going to add that banner. Go to preschoolchallengehome.com to register for our free challenge, get my free book. Okay, cool. So that's good. And now we're going to go live. You guys ready for this? Okay, I'm gonna go live and I'm gonna say goodbye here and then but come back, okay? Because it's gonna go, you have to just hit a different Facebook live feed, okay? So my 33 people, I'll see you in a second. Gotta do a different feed. Here we go, go live. Okay, all right, I'm shutting off here and I'll see you over there.